So enigmatic and charismatic, gotta live static, gotta get at it, never pragmatic, cause we live tragic. I can't live average, to be alive's magic. Turn it up in the back cause I'm grabbing everything I want, get in my way and I'm stabbing. I'll be moving crowds till I'm 6 feet napping. They need another fix, hooked on like an addict. I got my eyes on the prize and it's changing lives. I wanna live till I die, make a difference right. I wanna give those in need a reason to fight. I wanna live every day like it's my last night. I wanna change how we play the game, rearrange all the pieces till they say my name, push an agenda against doing what they say. I wanna stand up and start a revolution. I wanna 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 start a revolution. Daisies. I'm on top now while we kissing babies. Call me out president, boss tool, hate me. I'ma trust my gut, you don't faze me. I'ma give my blood, don't save me. Damn it, step over enough, still chasing every single dream that I passed since I was 18. I wanna start a revolution. I wanna start a revolution. I wanna start a revolution. I wanna start a revolution.
Breaking news out of Placer County. 16-year-old Kylie Rodney.
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 Kylie Rodney is
Kylie Rodney.
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 Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney. Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
Kylie Rodney.
But hold on. We haven't even gotten any answers regarding what exactly took place that day. We're not going to memory hold this. Give us actual answers to the questions that we have. And do not even think for a moment that we will accept you calling us conspiracy theories. These are theories, yes. We're not going to be called conspiracy theorists. These are theories, yes. And we expect that it is your job to debunk them. That's what it means to be a journalist, by the way. You're supposed to debunk these theories so we know what is real and what is not.
What is up, Squirrel Squad? How you doing, Craney?
Holy cow, that was amazing.
Right?
That last line there.
That is from Candace Owens. If you all do not follow her on YouTube, I highly recommend you follow her on YouTube as well as X, because I love this lady. She's no bullshit. She just says how she feels. And we need more journalism like that. We need more Whitney Webbs. We need people like that. I'm going to try to not make tonight's live very political, but I assure you that it's probably going to. When you look at the case of Kylie Rodney, Trinity Backus, Devontae De La Torre, they all have the same players, the same characters, even though the media is trying to present to you this story, this fabricated narrative. All is not what you see, people. I highly recommend everybody does their research, pays attention. I know y'all are seeing what is going on in real time, what has been going on for decades now. And I'm glad that people are waking up to what is going on right now, politically, what is happening. I'm not here to hoorah any one side because I see all aspects of it. I'm going to start tonight with a message that I was sent. And y'all, every day I wake up and I feel blessed. I say my prayers to God. I spend time with my kid. I spend time in my garden. And I step away from the reality in which they present to you, whether it's through social medias, regular medias, video medias. I see what their agenda is and how well it works to mind control the masses. I have been taking a lot of time, and I know you all are upset with me. A lot of you understand what I'm doing. I'm just literally, spiritually trying to get back to my roots, trying to take breaks from the internet while consuming the internet, while focusing on reality. And the reality that we live in today, I see a failed system that has failed us for decades, but it is so riddled with corruption that it is to the point where it is manipulating and it is failing our children. And that is why I will always forever continue to have these lives where we have these hard to discuss conversations about real things going on in the real world. And the reality that we live in right now is that our system is failing our children. And that's what I have the biggest problem with right now. Hi, Craney. How you doing, baby?
I love you. I miss you.
I miss you too.
But I understand and I appreciate and respect everything you're doing, Shan. It's good to step back.
I have to do it for my mental space and so that I can continue focusing on Kylie. Because what is when I say that it goes deep, and I know Crane and a lot of people understand when I say it's a very deep, that's all, it's deep. And when you
It's
realize
horrific.
that there are so many different ways that you can look at the term deep, but it is deep state controlled. Very much so. Kylie Rodney is very real. Trinity Backus is very real. Devontae De La Torre, very real. The way that media has been bought out to manipulate their stories and their truths and what really happened to them is a lot of what I have a problem with. Like, all they simply had to do was tell the truth, hold the people responsible for promoting to their deaths. Let's just keep it real here. these people that are responsible for the deaths of these people are legally adults, okay, that are getting away with crimes committed. And then when you look at California as a whole and you see their missing person problem, and then you start to look at the political side of it, and you start to see how it all goes together. It is all part of our failing system, all of it. It is all part of a deep state. It goes deep. Kylie's story goes deep. So I'm gonna read something that I was messaged today. I'm gonna leave names out of it. There's one part of it that I'm not going to include in it because it's like when I'm outside and I'm in tune with nature and in tune with the glory of God, and then I step back to the whole media aspect of it, I see the manipulation happening and I can feel it happening in real time. It feels like when you attach to your phone or you attach to social medias or when you attach to the interwebs, feels like a simulation, don't it? Like a one giant psyop. Reality is not all that it seems. It's much, much worse. I think that's why I continue to talk on these topics. Okay. So I'm going to kind of jargle up this. It's super short. I'm going to jargle it up and just keep them anonymous. But like, this is how I've been feeling. Okay. They go on to say, am I crazy? Probably. Sammy Smith, SS, as in Secret Service, lost her best friend, the asset, at a big party, aka rally. And only SS would find their asset. Straight shot 50 feet from the phone ping. The latter, which connects to Idaho 4. From a Home Depot, Nick, tow truck guy. This person goes on to say, I don't know, but wow, what parallels and now people referring to the Secret Service, I'm going to leave the rest of that out, is pretty fucking mind-blowing. And I see it when I step away and then I come back to it and I see the reality of the entire picture. But you all have to understand that I come from a background where I pay attention to even Whitney Webb. She did a beautiful piece on Redacted tonight. Highly recommend going and watching that. Because, I mean, she doesn't care. Like, she is honestly, out of all of the journalists in the entire world, she's like my top 3 pick. She tells me things that I don't want to hear, but I need to. And with that said, I'm going to bring you guys, I try to bring you new information when I can, that I've been sent or find or whatever about Kylie. I don't know which one. I should probably read the website thing first. Ooh, y'all ready? Y'all ready? This is from the Union, man. I ain't even read this yet. We're going to read it and react together, y'all.
Buckle up.
This is written by a staff writer, Jennifer Nobles, on July 3rd, 2024, and it was also updated July 3rd. That's crazy. That's weird. Had to hurry up and correct something. Anyway.
Yep.
Approved more raises for county government employees on the way. And y'all know that I've been trying to expose the government aspects of this. Here you go. Yikes. The Nevada County Board of Supervisors recently approved the 2024-2025 fiscal budget, including raises for county employees during last week's board meeting. Look, when I have time, because there's just so much information right now to consume, when I do have time, sometimes I listen in on their board meetings, but I love when people do little write-ups of them, you know? All right, y'all ready? There's something very sinister going on in the state of California. And all I'm trying to do is show you the data, the the proof. Whew. Last week's meeting of the Nevada County Board of Supervisors came with much discussion regarding compensation for county employees. The board unanimously approved a $387.7 million budget for the upcoming 2024-25 fiscal year, which included the compensation of 631 county employees. Well, that number just seems to keep growing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some people that don't like the political side of it, but you have to understand that Kylie's death is political. It is. It's government related. There, I said it. It's government related.
Yay. Finally.
Adjustments were announced regarding compensation and were approved by the board. The three-year agreement and would include cost of living adjustments for Local 39, which represents 449 employees, representing a diverse group of employees from bus drivers, correctional officers, social workers, and wastewater service workers. Local 39 professional unit, 125 employees, ranging from the accountants and auditors to clinicians and psychiatrists. Well, what's going on in California here, man?
Huh.
It's like money laundering 101. Anyway, what?
We all know what they're pushing in California at this moment, and why Elon Musk just pulled his. Elon Musk just said "F you." Is that you, Shan, or is that me?
It's me. I was just moving my mic. I'm sorry.
Okay. So, good old Gavin Newsom.
Yikes, dude.
Elon
Y'all
Musk
need to vote
decided
his
to pull.
ass out.
Yes. Elon Musk decided to pull everything out of there because he's going to make it a right.
Honey, I have
where
been listening
teachers-
to so many TikTok videos, X videos, and yes,
Yeah.
every once in a while they get to slip by onto YouTube's, where people are telling people, if you can afford to, because not everybody can afford a fucking move, but if you can afford to move out of California, they highly recommend doing it. If you don't have children, that's fine. But if you have kids, now more than ever, you need to protect your children and get the fuck away from it.
Yes.
Because the things that these school systems and this government is allowing to be pushed onto your children is not safe for them. It's not.
No. And they're taking parental rights away.
It's like they released
we don't have a
Baphomet
say.
in fucking California. There, I said it too.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again.
Go ahead.
No, you. What
I
did you
just said
say?
it's like they released Baphomet in California.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Hollywood production.
Yes, it's all. It is.
I hate it. I hate
everything.
it. I hate all of the shit that I've been consuming.
The flag, everything.
Yeah.
This is all his plan. He wants to take away man and woman, the very thing God gave us, the rainbow, all of it. That is him, number 100%. And they're going to take the parents' rights away. So if you have a child in California who wants to transition at whatever age, they don't have to tell you.
That's not, and that's, look.
Yes.
We are God-given our children. It is our duty to protect them at all costs. And where some people agree, believe the brainwashing shit, that's all fine and gravy. You stay right there in California. You see how it works out for you and your kids, okay? But the people that are level-headed get out of these counties that are turning into cesspools. And you can see them all over the news media. Don't you worry. That's all pointed out for you everywhere. Anyway. Oi, this is crazy, dude. What?
A famous artist that went around downtown California all over and did paintings like calling Gavin Newsom out, Nancy Pelosi, I mean,
But
like
yeah,
we're
and that's
talking
what I'm
some
saying.
deep
Look at
paintings
all
all
of the
over
government,
billboards.
all of the government that has their claws, literally their claws, their little reptilian claws, all over everything. And it's, you always hear like the same like 5 people, and then you have these little links of people that you can literally, if you look at politics and you look at all the missing kids and you look at all these people that have their names attached to these things, like it's super important you connect the dots with the names of the people that are around these cases, that are around these problems, and start to see the pattern between these people. There's just something about Phoebe Bell that gives me like the heebie-jeebies, you know? Something about her. She doesn't feel like a good person to me, you know? That's my opinion. 32 employees representing staff from Human Resources, County Executive Office, County Council, Auditor Controller, and the Undersheriff. Oh my, Crane. Sheriff's Management Association, 23 employees who are sergeants, lieutenants, and captains from the sheriff's office. Now remember, this is written for Nevada County, y'all. As well as the district attorney investigators. I just don't like it. All of the money that's going into all these things are all the people that are around the Kylie Rodney case. It seems like, and this is also my opinion, my speculation, it just seems like the people that couldn't stand by, we'll just say like the autopsies or the part they played in it, they all seem to have like retired out before, I don't know, possibly being investigated. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on here, but it's very odd.
Mm-hmm.
It's very odd for sure. Dude, this is crazy to me. For example, effective the first full pay period after the date of the last signature to agreement would find sheriff's management sergeant classified employees to be compensated a monthly $8,200. Holy shit. For sheriff staff? $8,200, dude, that's crazy.
What's crazy is they already
Over
make
100K.
a very high amount, and California is in debt and being investigated because they have
Yes.
lost so much funds. So where
Yeah,
are they getting
and that's
these
the
other
thing.
funds?
They were supposed to
California's
cut all
struggling
these
here.
wages, and now they're just, adding all these already, crooked.
Yes.
What are you doing, Newsom? Because your name's on all this shit. And I see a pattern. Like, you can see the pattern in real time happening.
And now he's screwed because he also had a law where he let everybody put a tent and camp out wherever they want, the middle of the road, didn't matter. And now that was reversed, and he has to go find homes.
What I want to do is expose Kylie's case in a way that it will force a federal investigation. You know? Force one. All I really wanted was the people responsible for her death and putting her in that poor fucking water to be held responsible. But now you got the government, and then like when you see what branches of the government, and then you look at the fucking cover girl that's like, I'm her best friend, but I can't tell. Like, none of her story is the same. There's so many fucking narratives that come out of Samantha Smith. And then when you look at her parents, and then when you look at the government ties, and then when you look at those government ties, and then when you look at the county as a whole, it blows my fucking mind.
I'm wondering if maybe Gavin Newsom should be contacted about Kylie's case. Surely seems like he would be quite aware about it.
Crazy. And what's the saddest part about it is, like, they keep telling you, oh, it's a pending investigation. Will you just stop talking about it and be about it? It's so sickening that it's to the point where our children are the prime target of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They are manipulated,
Mm-hmm.
taken advantage of. Enough is enough.
Are you aware of that Gavin Newsom is actually rumored to be someone that could possibly maybe take the place of our president if he cannot run again?
Look, people can make fun of the Republican Party. They can make fun of the fucking independent parties, Green Party. And they can make fun of libertarians, but I tell you what, them liberal, like the Democratic side of things, I feel so bad for Democrats. I really do. Because, like, how do you even save yourself from any of that? Because how? Like, none of the options are good options. And y'all have till Friday to get your delegates all in a row and figure out who the fuck you're going to elect for the Democratic nominee. You have till Friday to have it in writing, to go to your fucking...
And mind you, this is the side that actually...
You got to go get that notarized.
That is approving what's going on in California, though, too. Let's
Yikes,
all
dude. Save
gather that
California.
together.
Let's save America. Like, and that's the thing is, like, we as Americans, if you don't use your voice, if you don't take to some type of actual media that does not censor you, because I know as soon as I end this live, it's going to say no monetization, which I never monetize my lives, but they make sure to let me know what topics I touch on that I'll never get monetization for. They won't strike me for it, but that's why I just keep scrolling through X. I keep watching things and liking it and just keeping, I'm not saying my opinion to myself, but a lot of what I find off YouTube, because there's no sense in putting it on there with the way that they censor people. Like, they could turn around one day and just fucking ban my account because they don't, you know, I got too political or I got too whatever, too conservative for them. I don't know what it is, you know, but eventually it will happen. And then the more that I look into Rumble and who their donors are, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about us, y'all. Like, I am truly, genuinely concerned, no matter which side of the wing you're flying on, none of it feels good. None of it feels good anymore. Yeah. look, Jazz is putting out the $252K. That's crazy to me. For mental health / I don't know. Her jobs, I should say. They're just... It's crazy to me how one person can hold like 2 to 3 different positions. And then, like, when you look at their positions, you're like, hold up, you know, like, and it's not even enough for somebody like Barbara Butcher to come out and speak on a national platform and say, you know, no, that should be illegal. That you have, you know what I mean, a medical examiner that is also sheriff. Like the position that Shannon Moon has, that she should have one or the other, not all of them. And it can make up to $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month for, like, some of that shit is just crazy to me. And this is effective July 7th, so they're already getting paid this within the county. Meaning that they're not hourly employees. Like, they get that salary pay. It doesn't matter if they're not doing their job or they are doing their job, they're still going to get paid, you know? Yikes, y'all. California's broken. Broken. The county's assessor, Rolf Kleinhaus, yeah, that sounds great too, will be scheduled at $190,000 yearly, while auditor controller Gina Will take in $197,000 annually for her duties. Hardy Bullock, who named this person? I feel bad for their name. Chairperson of the Nevada County Board of Supervisors. What? $86,000 to sit there and talk about shit? Yikes, dude. District Attorney Jesse Wilson will be paid $250,000 annually for his services. 2 standalone contracts, those of County Executive Officer Allison Lehman and County Counsel Catherine Elliott, are on different schedules than other employees. Well, why? 2 standalone contracts? Is that so they don't have to list what they're making? Or what their bonuses are? I'll have to look into that a little bit more. So this Lehman's contract started September 9th, 2018 and goes until terminated. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. This is nuts. The county executive officer gets $297,000, which is more than a district attorney. That is unheard of. Then you got county counsel, which is that Catherine Elliott. She's making just as much as a district attorney. Yeah, and Chris Stagno making $204K. That's a bit, something's not right here. The numbers, the math ain't mathing, y'all. These people are getting paid way too much for doing so very little. They write transparency acts but don't stand by them. But they're sure to put in your face how much money they make a year to be this corrupt. Jeez. And y'all are stuck with this Catherine Elliott until 2026. Yikes. Anyway. I'm just kind of reading over it because some of this stuff is dumb as hell. A compensation raised based off the cost of living expenses, which consider cost of living adjustments at 3%. So you're telling me all these people that failed your children, that are failing your children to this day, all these people that talk about it, but they just don't be about it, they get compensated on top of their already outlandish pays for the cost of living? That's insane to me. Correctional sergeants and correctional officers will be the first to see those raises this year. Unrepresented confidential employees, a total of 34. I'm interested in these ones, you know. We'll see a compensation increase of 3% this year, 2% in 2025, and 3% in 2026. Man, where are they cutting? Where are they cutting the stuff at? In your schools? Like, where are they cutting it at? They're gonna raise taxes? Like, I don't understand. Like, they're supposed to be doing major cuts this year. Major cuts. And how much was it? 700 million? Oh, no. 387 million. That's still a lot of fucking money, y'all. And the state of California only get, like, they have to stay under a $500,000 budget. So, and this is just Nevada County? Ouch. I think someone's lying. The state of California, I think in their budget, they have to keep it below 500 million. And this is already half of it. To Nevada County? Something ain't right here. Anyway, something is not right here. The numbers tell a story, added Bullock, regarding the board's budget for the fiscal year. We are supporting the community in a number of ways. Well, there's that word. That's who we are and what we stand for. Yikes. Quotes. These are quotes, dude. The numbers tell a story. We are supporting the community in a number of ways. That's who we are and what we stand for. They all talk the same, right? It's like a con as soon as they open their mouth. Yikes. Okay. Unrepresented confidential employees will see a compensation increase of 3% this year, 2% in 2025, and 3% in 2026. This includes employees of the assistant auditor, the assistant county counsel, and the undersheriff. The sheriff's lieutenant will receive a 6.7% pay increase. All of this inflation, all of this money that you are raping from the American people, but you can afford to give all this government, all these pay increases, all these salary increases. Something is not right here in America, y'all, especially in California. We are supporting the community's priorities for wildfire, housing, and more. With psychiatrists? Wait, hold up. Let's see who they all are. Auditors and shit. That's for fire service, wildfire, housing, and more. What's the and more? I'm interested in what and more is. This is crazy, y'all. Cranny, you still there? Our budget considers projected state and federal shortfalls.
I'm here. Sorry, I was sleeping.
This shit's all in quotes. This budget reflects what we have heard from our community at meetings. No, you don't let your community talk. What are you talking about? You talking about your donors that come up and have to beg you to give them money? This is crazy. This budget reflects what we have heard from our community at meetings in our recent community survey. Any of you locals in Nevada County partake in a community survey recently? If you got screenshots of it or it came in email form, hook me up. I'd like to read it. Look, and I hate when they say they're going to start doing so much for veterans. Look, California, you are the worst state for our homeless and addicted veterans. I'm so fucking sick of this shit, y'all. Like, so fucking sick of this shit. They're failing our fucking veterans. Let's see what they have to say about this. Veterans and fire services. Among the other approved agenda items as the fiscal year comes to a close was the awarding of $10 million in grants. Oh, you don't say. Who wrote it, Phoebe? From the state to upgrade veterans halls in Grass Valley and Nevada City. Wait a minute. And enhance services for seniors and residents in need. I would love for the veterans and the seniors that are in Grass Valley and Nevada City to reach out to me. Let me know if that 10 million is being spent well.
This is bullshit.
It is. This is absolute bullshit. It is. This is bullshit.
Sorry.
It's laughable, y'all. The bulk of the grants, 8.4 million of that, will pay for much needed repairs. See, you're not helping the veterans. You're helping the people that profit from them halls. You're not helping the people. See the problem here? So 8.4 million of the $10 million will pay for repairs and ensuring that they will be able to continue serving our community, according to a statement issued by the county on Wednesday.
Ooh, how about all those funds that you're paying these workers should have been put into repairing these areas before you even have to do this? Like, why are we paying these people? Oh, makes me so mad.
This is what pisses me off, is they got all these budgets to help all these foreign countries, but they ain't got a lick of money to help any fucking state that's been in need, you know? Like, look at, for
California?
instance, all of the bridges across America. That's a problem.
Right. California can't even help himself. Gavin Newsom's getting sued.
I know.
I mean,
I feel so bad for the state of California, but I can't help but to keep exposing the shit and talking about it, you know?
Yep. Shan, real fast, I sent you a picture of the artist who's famous for doing different billboards. You should see the one that he did in LA of Gavin Newsom. I sent it to you.
Let me see it. Hold on. It's vibrating like it's unlocking, but it ain't showing me. Okay, wait. Oh my God. I hate this one. I can't see shit, dude. I'm getting blinder, is what it is. I think that's why I spend less time on my phone too, because this shit's way too hard to read. Oh shit, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a lizard neck and shit.
Yep. I don't know if you could share it, but
I'm gonna have to make this a community post. Actually,
he's got some really good ones on a lot of people. So.
I'll have to put something along with that.
I believe his name is Sabo.
See, Jazz is on it. 583 million in 2022.
Wow. Good.
Or is that 583,000? No, it's 1,000. Who made 583,000 in 2022? Wait, that's for 2020 when he was undersheriff. The year Kylie was desecrated, he was paid over 580,000, and he was only sheriff for half the year. You're talking about Trinity's not. You're talking about Stanya, right?
Wayne Wu.
Oh, Wayne Wu. That's a lot of fucking money.
For what?
What's he doing for California? Like, really? What?
It's all talk and no show.
Exactly. They're like, we're gonna pass we're gonna write all these bills, and like the only bills that they're showing what they're doing is failing our kids, manipulating our kids.
Yes.
Like, it's sad when you look at like the drug use statistics, and the base age for the state of California is the age of 10. That shit blows my fucking mind, man. Blows my fucking mind. Between the age of 10 and 12 is when kids start using various illicits in the state of California. And that's another form of MK Ultra. That's how they manipulate your kids. Ugh.
They're born into this.
Yep.
Parents going to the raves with them, doing ketamine and whatever else with them.
Wait a minute. All these sentences don't go together. Now in the design phase, the proposed North San Juan fire suppression system, okay? Bear with me what we're saying here, okay? Is a $3 million project funded by a federal grant and transient occupancy tax dollars from hotel or short-term rental stays to construct. Look, so they're taking from hotels and they're taking from short-term rentals to construct a 3,300,000 gallon water storage tank that would provide water mains and fire hydrants for the commercial core of North San Juan. Why do you guys have such water battles there? Like, there's so much water in this world, and the lakes keep filling up, and it's going to keep on raining, and it's going to keep on freezing, and then we're going to have polar shifts.
And our government can make rain clouds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why you guys are making such big bank off of water. A free, God-given
climate
mineral.
Climate
control.
Climate control. Climate
like,
control.
This is crazy to me. Like,
maybe
there
not
should
right
be
in this, but you get what I'm saying when it comes to some of the names in Kylie's case, right?
Like, I understand what they're saying here is they're trying to supply more water, like, but it's not even that they're just supplying more water mains to them. Like, they're just going to give them a 330,000 gallon tank. Well, this will hold you over in case you have a fire. What about opening the mains up and just giving them all the free water that they need to put the fucking fire out? Like, this shit don't make no damn sense to me.
Well, why not just use weather manipulation, which is true, and see the clouds and make rain?
Well, and that's what they keep telling us. All these chemtrails that we see, it's all cloud seeding. It's all for our benefit. Well, look, we just had a drought. And droughts hardly ever happen in lush green state of Pennsylvania. Let me tell you, we were in such a horrendous fucking drought. I've never seen clay crack like this other than down southwest. Okay, I've never seen clay grounds crack like this other than the fucking desert. It looked like the earth was opening up cracks in our clay soil. I lost a lot of crops due to it. I lost a lot of stuff, but we still flourishing here, you know? But the drought that Pennsylvania just went through while watching them cloud seed was mind-blowing. And the temperatures that we reached in this past month it's not, and that's not, I'm sorry, y'all can't sell me on this global warming from what cars are doing and shit. You just can't. You can't. I'm all for recycling and shit like that. But you can't. This climate change is not because of us. It's because of them. And the shit that they keep pumping into our atmosphere. And the chemicals, like,
so bad.
I'm gonna send some of my soil out. There is a lab that will test like the aluminum concentrates on it part per million. I'm hearing that since 2022, the aluminum alone, and it would make sense, like the chemicals that are forever chemicals that are staying in our waters is now going in our plants, and it's causing pluggages to the point where all these hard metals that are coming through our rainwater is causing, I don't know if y'all having the same issues, but man, I never in my life seen plants make this many twins. I can tell you that. Never. I've never seen peppers produce twins like this. I've never seen tomatoes produce twins like this. Squash. The watermelons were trying to do it. I had to stop that. Yeah.
Really? That's interesting.
Aluminums, bariums, and nanoparticles. You got it, boo.
Well, yeah.
And it's crazy to me that all this money is into this funding of the shit that, like, they're creating the problem and they're like, oh, but here you can have this solution instead of, I don't know, stop heating up our earth, stop using these fucking lasers that you're using that's causing fires. I'm not saying forest fires, natural forest fires don't exist, because they do happen. Look, after watching what happened here, I'm surprised railroad trestles didn't start catching on fire. It was so hot here. I've never seen it this hot here. It's been so long.
Was it humid? Like, it was super humid by me, and it was so
and
thick,
that's
we could barely breathe.
The totally abnormal thing was, like, we were hitting almost 100 degrees, and that's not common for here. Okay.
No.
With no humidity, what? That's unheard of here, because we live in such lush green forestry that our humidity is usually between like 40 and 70%. That's a normal day. It had gotten so, like, everything, it was just so dry and brittle outside. And it was really weird because, like, all of the weather stations are lying to me, telling me that, oh, the UV is only at 1, the index is only at 1. And you would go outside and literally you could feel the sun burning, like, almost felt like someone put chemicals on my skin. Like, all of me, anything that was hitting the sun, like, the feeling that I was feeling was not cool. I was just trying to get everything done that I had to get done so that I could get back inside, because
And this was right after the hurricane too, right?
Yeah, it sure was. And did you notice the path of that hurricane?
I was just going to mention there's a great YouTube channel, and he's also on X. His name is
crazy how the path of that hurricane was almost identical to that path of that fucking solar eclipse, man. I'm just saying.
So here's the thing. This channel, I'll drop the link. He calls all this out. Like, he is incredible.
Yeah, hook it up.
If anybody is at, yep. And he can, I don't know, he picks out all the cloud seeding.
Exactly right here.
He was on top of the hurricane. I'll post it, but if anyone is interested, I highly recommend him. Into Thin Air.
And this is just for instance of how much the news media lies to you, is these people that watch that's what they do. They watch the anomalies. And they're like, oh, there's this big fucking blob coming off this island with massive waves. And they're like, oh, that's just an error in our system. And then it happens again. And then it happens again. And weird shit happens. Y'all hear about that? Look, y'all pray for Chile too, because Chile, what's going on down there? That earthquake is devastating for those people. And then you got Tel Aviv people. I don't know if that's a drone thing or what's going on. Our world is on fire. And then
there was that weird blob, Shan, that came
that's
from.
That's what I was just talking about.
Is that what you were talking about?
That
The
island.
weird blob?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put his
Multiple
link
times.
in the chat right now.
That's what's up.
He covered that. He covers the blob as well. He is amazing.
But I think what I'm going to continue doing with my channel is kind of like, we're going to touch base on Kylie. We're going to run through some Kylie stuff, anything that I can find. But you guys have to understand that I'm at a point in my research now that it's not that I'm not going to, because we always going to go back to the beginning. I just feel like everything that we were told is a lie. That's by the media. I'll just put it that way. Everything that we were told by the news media, by PR people, it's all a lie. It's what they wanted you to believe. I would like to know what happened in Reno. I would like to know what took place at Boca and why they settled on Prosser. That's all. I would like to know why certain key players were around this case. And then if you look at certain people where they are in other cases, it's concerning. There's so much about Kylie's case that we should be focused on. And I don't know if it's what the news media has put out there. Like, it's important to catch them in their lies, don't get me wrong, and expose those lies. However, like, I'm beyond just the lies, I like exposing it all. Oh, here we go. Ooh, y'all ready? Oh man, this is nuts, fucking nuts to me right now. Behavioral health. Phoebe Bell, behavioral health director for Nevada County, was presented to back a resolution that would grant over $2.5 million over 3 years for services surrounding homelessness in the county. This is bullshit. It was one of very few grants issued by the state for such efforts as Nevada County is considered rural. That is odd, right? Isn't that odd? You locals, how many homeless people you know?
There are so many.
In Nevada County, though, like, I highly doubt that with this being such a rural, don't take this wrong, any locals either. It just seems like a lot of these people are spoon-fed.
Didn't they just put up one of those camps and Wu had to do like a video and tour? It was like the houses, or no, were those for inmates?
Truckee Local tell us, like, they're building all these homes building all these lofts and shit that people can't even afford to move in them. It's not that they're homeless, it's that they can't afford it.
This is ridiculous.
I don't see how Nevada County has a homeless person. Now the cities, yes, but it is very odd that such a rural area would get a behavioral health grant for homelessness.
Yeah. This is what I don't understand. And please, someone correct me, Shan. How, when their state is so in debt, are they able to get all these grants? I mean, literally, California is negative.
Crane, this is where I don't understand. Why is behavioral health?
I get that, but how are they even getting the money when they're
battling
negative?
Homelessness? That I just don't.
None of it makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't get when a whole state is in a deficit and they're really struggling, and that's the facts. Look it up.
Oh, that's so terrible.
How are they getting all these millions of dollars that we're talking about right now? Like, what is going on?
Melissa says,
and then he has a bunch of money missing.
In the last month, he was homeless. Then within the last 1.5 years or so, another homeless guy froze to death over by Save Mart. Well, that's what I'm saying is, like, $2.5 million it's not going to help a whole county with homelessness. It's not. The cost of living, that's what I'm saying, with it being such a rural area with places that are being built that people just can't afford, $2.5 million is not going to save that many people. One. But yeah, it just feels like a scam, a Ponzi scheme.
I don't know.
The behavioral health director is dealing with homelessness, though?
Are they going to deal with, like, the people that live up in the woods? I mean, allegedly, they have a lot of people that live out in the woods.
Oh,
But I
Phoebe's
think
got
that
something
they
to say.
prefer to live out there. I don't blame them.
But what I'm saying is like, this is just odd. Okay, I'll read
It
some.
is. I get it. Sorry.
This is a new grant opportunity the Behavioral Health Department has been awarded, Bell explained. We applied to the Encampment Resolution Funding Program. The Encampment Resolution? Excuse me?
Well, here's the tricky thing. If she's talking about if that encampment is what Gavin Newsom now has to change by law,
Yeah.
how are they getting money for that?
I'm
Unless
really
they're moving
confused
the
on how this.
encampment somewhere secure, because they have to.
Whoa.
They can't just have it anywhere now.
Look, if
That's
she
the new-
applied toward the Encampment Resolution Funding Program, and her as the director of behavioral health, and this is for homelessness.
Interesting.
See, and this says
what are they doing with them?
they applied to the Encampment Resolution Funding Program, which is a state initiative to reduce the impact of encampments, particularly and specifically in Caltrans right-of-way areas, but
There you
equally
go.
as much in rural areas, which is what we focused on. The goal of this funding program is to address unsheltered homelessness and provide pathways for people into stable housing. Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, let's hope so.
2.5 million is not going to help. Look, Nevada County has a lot of people in it. That is not going to help the unsheltered homeless problem. And then when you look at the homelessness issue in the entire state of California, like, I don't understand why they're giving raises to all of these people when most of this money should be going to veterans, to homelessness, to battle drug problems. I don't understand why all this
Mental
money
health.
and that's what I'm saying. She is a freaking behavioral health department director.
Yep. Something doesn't make sense here.
No. Oh, Bell's colleague, Brendan Phillips, program manager for homeless services, wanted to make clear the constituents the nature of the funding received and how it would be used. What they aren't is an effort to create funding streams to resolve unsheltered camping. So you're not helping homeless people. He just clarified that right there, right? See? What they aren't. His words, what they aren't. I can't highlight it. Did my shit just freeze? Cranny. Hello?
I'm here. What's up?
Okay. All right. I was making sure I didn't freeze because it won't let me highlight this website. That's really weird. It
That is
won't let
really
me
weird.
highlight it at all.
Great.
Okay. Like, that doesn't make sense. What they aren't is an effort to create funding streams to resolve unsheltered camping. Well, he made that very clear. We had to focus on a geographic area specific to our region. That was part of the caveat for applying for the funds. Man, they just finding loopholes to get grants and funds anywhere, huh? It couldn't be used to mitigate community-wide concerns. So we chose to really focus on our Brunswick Basin. Well, let's see the population of the Brunswick Basin, shall we?
Ooh, thank you, BoobTube. She says, I posted a few documentaries and interviews on my community page over a week ago. I hope you guys watch those. It speaks to other issues in California, except
Wait, who?
the homelessness
okay.
epidemic. That's Agenda 2030. Thank you, BoobTube. you guys are not subbed, please go sub BoobTube.
BoobTube, are you on X? Because if you're not, you should be. And if you are, please drop your link so I can follow you. Pretty please. Okay, let's see this. Well, they don't seem to have a housing crisis here. So their population is 14,016. This is in Grass Valley. So you have to understand where's the Brunswick Basin? They're only focused on a very small percent of Grass Valley, which is the Brunswick Basin, and it's not showing me where it's at. But it's saying here that there are 6,716 total housing units, of which 6,654 have homes. Just pointing that out.
Well, Melissa's saying that they seem to have quite the problem.
I want to know the Brunswick Basin.
BoobTube. She.
So you don't? Do you have a freaking Twitter account? As email it.
I take that as no.
I won't share it.
There's not that many, Melissa. Huh. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. We found it.
Exactly, Ranch Boss.
So there's tons of mines in this area, in other words. Ain't that crazy?
Ooh.
Crane. It all circles back. It all circles back. So they're calling it the Glenbrook Basin here. Why can't I find Brunswick Basin in Grass Valley? Is it even a real place? They lie to you so damn much.
You have a point.
Fuck. Looking for a place that
my
don't even really
gosh.
exist? That'd be crazy. Nah.
After the
Okay.
live, I have to send you something
Route
that they
4.
did on
Okay, here we
Google,
go.
Shan.
Now we can find the Brunswick Basin. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
During last Saturday, someone did something really just wrong on Google and tagged the place where Trump was, the attempted assassination. They took it off, but I have the screenshot of when it was there, and I gotta send it to you.
And here's what's crazy is the Brunswick Basin is technically called Glenbrook, and they probably just don't want to tell you that it's actually a rich area. I don't know. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Here, I'm going to do one more thing. Glenbrook, Nevada City, California. I want to see a map. Yep, please, thank you. So this is where this money's going to be going. Let's look at the area. Let's change the layers. There's Glenbrook. What is it, a rich area? So they're putting $2.5 million into this place? What is Glenbrook? Can I? Ooh, I can. Let's go look at the building. Ha-ha! We're going to play in some maps.
Oh, where's Billy? She loves this. I haven't seen her tonight.
This is Glenbrook? No, don't be lying to me.
Yeah.
It's somebody's house behind the Safeway.
Oh, Melissa said Brunswick is the poor area. Glenbrook is the name of some low-income housing out there. That's all I
Okay,
know.
so this is Glenbrook area. This definitely cool. There's a dude out here weed whacking. That's what's up. Dude, this looks like a yard I just beat back this past summer up in Pittsburgh. That's kind of funny, but it's not. It does. If you would move this house right here and put these steps right here, this is exactly what the damn yard looked like, brick and all. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna fix up this area right here, which does look pretty run down. I mean, it looks nicer than some of the areas around here, but hey, it's California, right? Okay, got that out of my system. Okay, so it's a corridor between two communities and often has a lot of people who are unsheltered in it. The resolution passed unanimously with the board, with an appreciative Bell and Phillips recognizing the breadth of the issues surrounding those unhoused. This is a complex problem. You see how they always use that word complex, and it's really not? It's a simple problem with simple solutions. Anyway, this is a complex problem with complex solutions. Oh, really? It should be a complex problem with a simple solution, right? Anyway, said Bell, before acknowledging the project is not the complete solution, but rather part of it. I just don't understand why she got the grant. Did she write it? In a somewhat untraditional move, the board also approved a livestock fuel reduction program in the amount of $150,000 that would serve the time period. So they're only going to do it from from June to December. That's it. The program implements the use of goats to reduce potential fire fuel. That's kind of cool, though. Get them fucking release the goats, and they all start munching down on the fucking shit on the side of roads and shit. That's great. I love it. I love that idea.
Me too.
I would love for them to document it because I want to see them videos of them goats. You know, I love goats. I told Phoenix that has to be our next pet. He agrees. Little baby goat. I would love it. I want to see how
Please. A little miniature house, like a miniature one. Please.
Yeah, little trick goats, get little logs, little sticks off that shit. I would love it, dude. I would love it.
I love them.
Then I could put it outside and it could eat all my poison.
There you go.
In terms of fuel reduction, it will be site specific. Okay, we don't care about all of this. Wait, what's this? Executive Director of Nevada County Resource Conservation District. We have identified in the contract that there will be 3 schools and 2 publicly owned sites that are going to get these goats. That's pretty cool. What an exciting new program, says Heidi Hall. Anyway, that's a good read. That was kind of got hysterical at the end, you know. I don't know what I'm about to read here, y'all. This is fucking 23 pages long. This was released June 29th, 2022. And this is from HCS, from Michelle Bass, and it's signed by Governor Gavin Newsom. And this is sent to Phoebe Bell, the Director of Nevada County Behavioral Health. Subject, Annual SABG County Compliance Unit Finding Report. Ooh, is this an audit? What is this? Ooh, what? Ooh, it is. Ooh. I love when people send me stuff, you know? Grass Valley area care about their homeless. That's good, though.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good.
It.
Okay, the Department of Health Care Services, the DHCS, is responsible for monitoring compliance to requirements of substance abuse block grants. That's what SABG is. So she's also dealing with substance abuse. I wonder if she knows the handbooks. Because they got all that, like, Gateway and all that shit, which don't make no sense to me, okay? You got one party that's manufacturing and selling the weed. And then you got the other party that has facilities so people can get off the shit, which, so I'm saying, they create a problem. They also have a solution. It just so happens they're in bed together. That's crazy. That was a good way to term it, huh? Okay. So not only is Phoebe Bell like all these other things, she also monitors the substance abuse block grants. See, because she likes grant writing. And the terms of the contracts operated by Nevada County. See what she does? I wonder if she knows Sammy Smith well. Just curious. Anyway, the County Compliance Unit, the CCU, which is also addressed here, within the Audits and Investigations Division. Hey, don't the Smiths do investigation reports and shit too? It's like they know each other. Anyway, the CCU and the Audits and Investigations Division, which is A&I of the DHCS, conducted a review of the county's compliance with contract requirements based on responses to monitoring instrument, discussion with county staff, and supporting documentation provided by the county. Look, if this is the only information that they're putting out there, I'll take it, I'll talk about it. Sure wish they would put more information out there about their missing and deceased children. But I'm sure they got fucking laws that somehow they loophole through them so they don't have to release the murders of these kids. All right. Nevada County is required to submit a corrective action plan, a CAP, addressing each deficiency noted to the Community Service Division. Yeah.
Ouch.
Community Support Branch, Policy, Monitoring and Financing Section. The analyst is done on, yikes, August 29th, 2022. You ready? This is distributed directly to the director, Phoebe Bell, and then Aisha Smith. I saw that name. What? She does audits and investigate. Wait a minute. Hold on. Mateo is audits. Medical is Lynette. Audits and investigations. Oh, so Aisha Smith does audits and investigations, and she's also part of the behavioral health compliance section. She's the chief. That's crazy. Okay, let's keep going. I just like looking at last names, sometimes. Things that make you go, McMaster? That's not a common last name at all either. Okay, so this is a county review of Nevada County for a fiscal year of, I think it was 2022. Yep, date of review. This would be April 5th, 2022. The analyst is Emmanuel. Cool. The report was approved by Aisha Smith, that is. Okay, so these has the California Code of Regulations for drug medical. That's weird. You see how they spell drug medical? Substance use disorder service. This is also Code of Federal Regulations for Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment block grants. Block grants regarding mental health and substance use. The alcohol and drug programs through the health and safety codes. And then this also applies to their 2020 and 2021 and also includes 2022 substance abuse block grants. Ooh, I like this. I need to scroll through this. Let's get it. Dude, this is crazy. I don't like all these names. Sometimes when you go down rabbit holes and then you come back to Kylie Rodney and you start seeing all these last names, you're like, representing DHCS is Emmanuel and Marcia Casado for the Associated Governmental Program Analysts team. Representing Nevada County is Phoebe Bell, the Nevada County Behavioral Health Director, Susan McMaster, Jamie Maxwell, Alyssa Wood, and Allison Dobbins. Okay. Ooh, Ooh, an exit conference was conducted via WebEx. Ooh, I'm gonna have to dig in the archives, man. Ooh, because they have to keep this stuff all on public record. That's one good thing about their transparency thing is even though they don't release it to the public, they still have to document it on public record. Boob tube. Ah, did you see? California, so transparent you can see right through them. I love that. It's comment of the day right there. I like that one.
That's great.
I should say comment of the week because I've only been doing weekly things. During the exit conference, they submitted follow-up evidence and the due date for evidence submission. Ooh, I like this already. Administration prevention, perinatal, adolescents, youth treatment, data cal OMS, program integrity, and fiscal. All right, let's do it. Whoa, this red dot was scanned in on that. I thought it was on my screen for a minute. It's not. If you can't see the red dot, it's really right here. I promise there's a red dot on the screen. Oh, this is a lot, dude. Damn, what is the CD? Oh, no. What's CD stand for? Corrective Action Plan. That's the CAP. What's each CD identified?
What did they get in trouble for? Corrective Action Plan.
Yeah, Corrective Action Plan pursuant to the SABG county application, which is the drug abuse program. Each CED identified must be addressed via the Corrective Action Plan. It is due within 60 calendar days of the date of this. I wonder if they did it in time. I'm gonna have to look in some of this stuff in my spare times.
Yes.
Oh, here's deficiency. Category 1, administration, a review of the county's maintenance of records, service providers, referrals, service contracts, and general provisions was conducted to ensure compliance with applicable regulations and standards. The following deficiencies in regulations, standards, or protocol requirements were identified. CD 131, SABG application, enclosure 236, charitable choice. County shall document the total number of referrals necessitated by religious objection to other alternative SUD providers. That's weird. I thought you weren't allowed to base anything on religious when it comes to medical stuff, other than the declining of medical treatment. See, look, they didn't even meet the deadline. It says right here. However, the submission was submitted to DHCS after October 1st. Man, wow. You guys get paid all this money to run like snails. You ain't even doing your jobs by deadlines. Not releasing causes of death in a timely manner. Autopsies that are like full autopsies. Not releasing accident reports. Like, this shit's crazy to me. See, and this is what cracks me up. Don't Sammy's parents do stuff for like non-discrimination and all that shit, equal opportunity shit? And it says the findings, the county did not provide evidence demonstrating county and subcontractor compliance with non-discrimination and institutional safeguards for religious providers. They ain't even doing their job. They're testing their people for fucking tuberculosis? This is weird. Crane, this is weird. The drug program is testing their clients for tuberculosis? What?
Well, if it's from dealing with the homelessness, I can understand why they'd be testing
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
no, no, no. This has nothing to do with that article. This is about their drug help programs. We're on a totally different thing. This PDF has nothing to do with the article I just read.
Okay, so
These are drug
I mean, there's a
compliance
reason
programs.
I mean, I can see them testing that. I don't know. In my opinion, I can see why they
For
would test for it.
tuberculosis, if you're going in for drug treatments and shit,
Yes,
that's
because
crazy.
you could be a risk. You could be a risk to other people.
I guess.
Mhm.
Perinatal, does that mean old people or young people?
Hold on. Wait. I'm trying to
Perinatal. I'm just trying to make sense of what I'm reading. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. Is it? No, not prenatal, perinatal. Perinatal. I'm not sure what that means. I could look it up. Let me. Perinatal. Perinatal means medicine relating to the time, usually number of weeks immediately before and after birth. So it's after pregnancy. Why are these people in drug programs? This is crazy to me, man. You guys got a drug problem in this country. So they have drug programs for people before and after pregnant. This is crazy. I thought it was if you had drugs in your system while you were pregnant, they take your kid from you. That's how it is in Pennsylvania, at least. Like when I went to prenatal clinics, they literally do drug tests on you. And if you're found with even marijuana in your system, like they give you so long to not have it in your system, or they'll take your kid from you. This is crazy. Anyway. Yeah, see, this is all about medical stuff. See, and this is just their findings is the county did not provide evidence demonstrating how the county and the subcontractor, which is probably the hospitals or doctors, the providers delivering the prenatal resident services, attempt to obtain physical examinations. Like
well, if this is like if they're talking about like a rehab center or an institution where they're hospitalized and they have pregnant women, that might be what they were here, the treatment. And of course they might have addicts that are pregnant that are in their treatment centers.
I know, but the findings are saying that the county did not provide evidence that
these
people were getting physical exams.
That's sad. I know. I was just trying to explain to you what it was.
Yeah, like this is sad. You look, here you go, California. It's for you to read here. You're failing people, even though they're paying millions of dollars into these services. They're still failing you. They're failing your pregnant women. They're failing your children. And everybody's like, oh, it's beautiful here. Fuck. Fuck, dude. I don't know how California doesn't have more protests, to be honest. Yeah, and here's the whole guideline and everything. Here, I even dropped the guidelines that they're supposed to follow in chat. Won't let me copy it.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
They're not following. Yeah, they're not following the law
protocols. Yeah, they're not. They're not. Yeah.
They shall complete personal, medical.
Yeah, they're not complying with the guidelines in perinatal practice.
Oh, yeah, here you go. It discusses what I was trying to say, like with pregnant women who are dependent on opiates.
Yeah.
It goes into how their history should be documented. So they're basically not doing paperwork, nothing.
No.
So where's all that money going?
That's a good question. Whose pocket's it going in? Because like all these programs, like they're like, we need all these grants for all these programs, but you can clearly see that these programs in California are failing even pregnant women. Like they're not getting proper medical exams done. That's sad. Oh, I need some more dip. See, and it says right here, physicians shall reevaluate the pregnant women no later than 60 days postpartum to determine whether continued maintenance treatment is appropriate. And you're not doing it.
You're not following up. You're not following up with these people who are substance abuse users that were pregnant women.
That's so. In other words,
Fantastic.
they want these children to be born with dependencies. It makes
and
them
their
more
parents
money.
to fail.
Yep.
Why they pocket the money.
Yep. While they profit off of.
While
That's
out of the
so
other side of their
sad,
mouth, they act like they want to help. One pill can kill. They have all that. It's all for show.
Oh man, dude, you ready for this, Crane? Here's the findings. The county did not provide evidence demonstrating how county and subcontracted providers document treatment services, activities, sessions, and assessments for pregnant women. Specifically, personal history completed within 30 days. They didn't do it. Medical history completed within 30 days. Didn't do it. Substance use history completed within 30 days after admission to treatment. Didn't do it. Physician re-evaluation of pregnant beneficiary no later than 60 days postpartum. They didn't do it. So from the start of them being pregnant and going into these programs to 60 days after them giving birth in these programs, they're not evaluating these women?
Correct. That's what it sounds like. They're not giving them treatment. They're not following up. They're not making sure they're sober, if they need resources.
Programs like this that get this grant funding should be given the option to immediately. I'm not talking, it's complicated. No, it's not. It's really not complicated. You're paying all these physicians. You're paying all these facilities to take care of these women that have drug problems that you created for them. And you're not even doing as much as, reevaluating them after they gave birth to make sure that their child is not dependent on these opiates or whatever that they're on, opioids. Yeah, it says right here, pregnant women who are dependent on opioids and have a documented history of addiction to opioids may be admitted to maintenance treatment without documentation of a 2-year addiction history or 2 prior treatment failures. These are heavily addicted women. Wow. You're like, where is all this money going if you're continuing to fail all of these people? I mean, California chose to let all these people come in there. Where's your funding going? This is so sad. Oh, man. All right, here it is. It is important to consistently, what?
I think right above that.
Yeah.
Well, no, a little bit above real quick. Hold on. Keep going. Unless you went back up. But there was something, where did you leave off at?
This is all the findings. I'm going back up to read what they're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm going to read what they're supposed to do and what the findings were. Yep, it is. I know.
I saw it.
That's why I scrolled back up. Okay? It is important to consistently provide pregnant and parenting women with the necessary and appropriate SUD treatment services. In the instance that an SUD treatment provider does not have the capacity or availability to provide the essential treatment services, arrangements should be made to ensure the woman receives the necessary treatment services. When an SUD treatment provider has insufficient capacity to provide treatment services to a pregnant and or parenting woman, the provider must provide a referral Providers shall establish, maintain, and update individual patient records for pregnant and parenting women, which shall include referrals. If no treatment facility has the capacity to provide treatment services, the provider will make available or arrange for interim services within 48 hours of the request, including a referral for prenatal care. The findings. The county did not provide evidence. It's kind of weird how these two counties never provide any evidence, do they? This is crazy. Who's doing their job here? Anybody in Nevada County? Patterns, yes. Their findings. This is why they need to audit Nevada County and Placer County on their investigations in the deaths of minors. They really do. The county did not provide evidence demonstrating how the county and subcontracted providers ensured prenatal clients receive a referral for interim services within 48 hours when capacity becomes a barrier at provider treatment facilities. The required interim services are as follows. Admit the woman no later than 14 days after the request. Admit the woman no later than 120 days of the request and provide interim services no later than 48 hours after the request. This is sad. Counseling and education about the risks and prevention of transmission of HIV and TB. I see why they do the TB test and probably do HIV tests. She'll be back. Counseling and education about the risks of needle sharing. Like, none of this is being done. Counseling and education about the risks of transmission to sexual partners and infants. Counseling on the effects of alcohol and drug use on, dude, this is fucking mind-blowing. Crane, they failed to give counseling on the effects of alcohol and drug use on the fetus, and also they failed to give evidence that they have a referral service for prenatal care. Like, this is sad. This is sad. Like,
Freaking
they're
disgusting.
failing babies before they're even born. Yeah, this is Obamacare. Definitely is. This is fucking sickening. Shame on Nevada County. No evidence whatsoever. They don't have evidence for anything. They want you to believe what the media tells us, that they're investigating this and that they're doing this and they're doing that, but they have no evidence of anything that they do. And then when they're audited by a county compliance report, they're showing you, here, look, they're showing us no evidence. This is fucking sick, dude.
My question is, and I'm sorry to bring this up, is what happens to those babies?
Yeah.
Because if a mother tests positive for drugs, most times that baby's going to go elsewhere. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I do see where you're going with it. That's what I'm saying. And they're not documenting any of this, where the baby's going if they're taking them. I just can't, man. Okay, and this is all for case management, okay? So it's prenatal care and case management for said programs, okay? Case management allows for efficient use of resources, skills, and services across systems. Case management services are provided by a single point of contact who arranges, coordinates, and monitors the service to meet the needs of pregnant and parenting women and their families. Furthermore, case management offers cultural sensitivity and advocacy for each client. They include primary medical care, including prenatal care, primary pediatric care, including immunizations, gender-specific treatment, and therapeutic interventions for children to address developmental needs, sexual and psychological abuse, and neglect. Findings.
Wow.
Y'all, look.
This is disgusting.
If Nevada County had a face, I would punch it in it right now.
And just to go back into the comment I made, I'm going to assume a high percentage of these kids go into CPS. CPS is one of the hugest sex trafficking rings out there,
Yep, sure is.
in my opinion.
Yep.
Sorry. Makes me want to just puke.
The findings. The county did not provide evidence demonstrating how the county and subcontracted providers arrange case management to ensure pregnant and parenting women, their children, have access to services, specifically primary medical care, including prenatal care, primary pediatric care, this is for your babies, including immunizations, gender-specific treatment, and therapeutic interventions for children to address developmental needs, sexual and psychological abuse, and neglect. What the fuck? I fucking can't with this county. Like, I thought Placer County was bad, and then you start drifting over to Nevada County, and it's a fucking cesspool too. Felling these women and these babies.
Babies.
One grant at a time. I'm sorry, these grants should be shut off. They should be shut down.
How is this
Start
still
a new
active?
foundation through different people, outside sources that can bring this care and this support system for these women and these babies. This is fucking sick, y'all.
They don't care. I think everyone in chat knows what they're doing with those children.
Yeah, oh yeah. Smells like trafficking. Treatment planning. Individual treatment planning shall be provided to pregnant and parenting women. The provider shall prepare individualized treatment plans based upon the information obtained at intake and assessment. SUD treatment providers shall make an effort to engage all beneficiaries, including pregnant and parenting women, to meaningful participate in the preparation of the initial and updated treatment plans. In addition, providers offering prenatal services shall address treatment issues specific to the pregnant and parenting women. Perinatal specific services shall include the following. 1. Mother-child habilitative and rehabilitative services, such as parenting skills and training in child development. 2. Access to services, such as arrangements for transportation. 3. Education to reduce harmful effects of alcohol and drugs on the mother and the fetus, or the mother and the infant. And 4. Coordination of ancillary services such as medical, dental, education, social services, which I don't understand why Phoebe Bell's fucking with this shit, because this should all be under social services, not human behavioral health. I'm sorry. And community services. Findings. Look, they didn't even do none of it. None of it. No evidence that they provided any of this. Cut this fucking funding. Start a different foundation with responsible people that care about our children and our pregnant mothers. This is fucked up, y'all. This got me pissed. Look, if my state failed me this fucking bad, I would be at the footstep of the officials' offices demanding why this is not being investigated. And this is sent directly to Phoebe Bell. She knows this problem exists. Felling these kids and these mothers one grant at a time. I don't even know if I want to read anymore because I'm getting real pissed.
I'm blown away.
Look, and all they do is brag about their youth programs, blah, 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 blah. Oh,
Exactly.
it gets worse.
They're all talk.
Yep.
Sick
Plausible
people.
deniability. Yep. It is very intertwined, BoobTube. I see it now. Youth treatment guidelines section. Youth development approaches to treatment. Programs should integrate a youth development philosophy as the foundation of treatment for youth. Youth development approaches including the following. A, assessment and treatment planning processes that are strength-based rather than deficit-based. B, uncovering what is unique about the youth and building on his or her individual abilities and strengths. That's what makes character. C, frequent expressions of support and consistent, clear, and appropriate messages about what is expected of the youth. And D, encouragement and assistance in developing multiple supportive relationships with responsible, caring adults. And they did not provide any evidence for any of that. I ain't even going to reread all of that because they didn't provide evidence of any of that happening. So now they're not just failing regular adult citizens. Now they're failing your pregnant women, your postpartum women, the babies, and your youth, which includes teenagers. It's all inclusive. Isn't that what they said? That this is all inclusive? Yeah, they sure are. They're making sure they include your fucking babies and your fucking teens too. They're failing you all. And it's right here, plain to see. And don't you hear all these like fucking ads and all this shit that they talk up? They just talk a lot of bullshit, man. About all these fucking organized youth programs and it helps their skills. What was that one that Hambrick boy and his friend were fucking running? Talking about, you know what I mean?
Weed whack.
So, yeah, weed whack. These circles of fucking empowerment and like
it's
clearly
all bullshit.
Nevada County isn't even providing evidence that they're doing any of this. Making all this money for what? Like they didn't advise. So they're programs that should provide or arrange for opportunities to the youth, advice and make decisions related to program policies and procedures that impact them. Plan, organize, and lead a program of activities and projects. Develop social skills and decision-making abilities. Learn values and marketable skills for adulthood and contribute to their community and serve others. And you failed them. Look, right there. You failed all of them. All 5 of them. You literally have like, it's pretty simple. You have the guidelines of the job that you're supposed to do. And then you're supposed to document it. And then you're supposed to provide to your uppers that the job is done. And you're not. What did Draw Latina say? She said something like, if they ain't showing you the work, it means it wasn't done.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're failing them prenatal in the fetus. You're failing them in their toddler years. You're failing them in their single digit ages. You're failing them in their entirety of their youth into their teenage years. You're failing everybody as adults. We already know that. I can't wrap my head around this, man.
I can't either.
Like even their detox centers are under scrutiny.
Here's the thing. Oh, sorry, Shan, I can't.
Yeah, the county did not provide evidence demonstrating how the county and subcontracted providers arrange detox services for the youth and
so they're not. So they're not even helping these kids get off the.
Yeah, what do you see all the time? All these wellness clinics.
Mm-hmm.
Wellness for who? Who's getting better? The
all
pockets
fraud.
of the people that's being lined? Like,
it's too bad we can't get a list of patients. I know, HIPAA. I fully understand we can't.
yep.
Just to see what occurred and where the children went, where they are today. I mean, I'm sure they audited that. But again, there wasn't anything to go on. So I don't even know if they gave them a list of their patients.
Look,
Do they even have any?
They couldn't even provide proof that their facilities are clean, sanitary, or in good repair at all times for the safety and well-being of youth, staff, and visitors. Failed. Did not provide any evidence of that.
Oh, what? So is this just fake? Is this all fake and just a
Sounds
freaking
like they're
scam?
opening organizations, non-profits, to gain all of this money to open these buildings that nobody runs. This is what it
Yes.
sounds like to me.
It's all money laundering.
It is. It's a form of money laundering 101, yes. And Phoebe Bell's the one writing all these grants for this shit.
And sitting up there with law enforcement.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind. Blows my fucking mind. Is out of everybody that should have been up there on that stage with law enforcement, they chose Phoebe Bell of all people. If you need help, if you need somebody to talk to, well, they ain't gonna listen anyway, clearly.
Now it kind of makes even more sense why nobody wanted to
You
talk.
are the problem, Phoebe Bell.
Fun fact, I'm
Yikes,
more
man.
qualified than Phoebe Bell. Shan. Not bragging, I'm just saying. Makes me sick.
What is this? Why is TX on here? Like Texas? Wait a minute. What is
Wait,
this?
where?
I need to look this up. Cal. Here, I'll just search on my phone since it won't let me highlight.
Are you sure it's not tax?
I don't know what it
Wait.
is, and we're gonna find out right now. Cal OMS dash TX. Let's see what that is. Help is available. You want to call the suicide and crisis lifeline? Whoa, why when I search that, it's sending me to a suicide hotline? The Drug and Alcohol Treatment Access Report, DATAR, is a DHCS system to collect data on SUD treatment. Whoa. Sound like they're in bed with themselves.
So they had no
Drug and Alcohol
submissions?
Treatment Access Report, which is the like this Cal OMSTX is a subsidized company off of the Department of Health Services, what Phoebe Bell runs. So she's in bed with herself. The California Outcomes Measurement System treatment data is what that is.
So they should submit the data by within 45 days.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do.
That's what I'm saying. An electronic submission. Do you know how easy it is? And I watch my doctors do it all the time. Tippy typing on their little laptop, and then they finish it out. And at the end of the day, they send all that information to the health department or whatever doctors. You got 45
right here
days
it's
to
saying
send this shit.
they're supposed to submit all their patients' admissions, their discharges, their annual reports, their resubmissions of records, any errors.
Everything.
They didn't provide any data on these people.
This is okay. So I'll just read through all this because it'll just put it all together. Well, I'm going to read C and F. Okay. The electronic submission of Cal OMS TX data shall be submitted by the county within 45 days from the end of the last day of the report month. So they could technically have 70 days to send this in, and they still ain't doing it anyway. So this includes the Department of Alcohol and Drug Programs, their bulletins, all that stuff. The admission, discharge, annual update, resubmissions of records, anything that needs corrected, or if a provider has no activity. The county shall comply with the Cal OMS data compliance standards established by the company that started it, which is weird. Like all you have to do is send it to the company that you already work for. Like, I don't understand how hard this is. But anyway, you send it from one place that operates under the other one for reporting data content, data quality, data completeness, reporting frequency, reporting deadlines, and reporting method. The county's open admission report is not in compliance.
So it doesn't say if there was no information, it just tell. Oh my God.
Well, it's not in compliance. They didn't send it within that 45 grace period. They did not send any of this information within 45 days from the end of the last reporting month. So they've been given, we'll just say 45 to 71 days to send this stuff in, and they're not complying with it. Why? What are you hiding?
I see it differently, but
Oh, you see it differently? Explain it to me.
yes. So I see the days, but wait, go up a little bit. I'll explain to it. I see it. Basically,
This is for the outcome.
it's okay. So it's I see it as all the information. So from when the patient comes in,
all of the data from start to finish. Yes. Yeah, all of it.
But what I was trying to say is, I thought you were when compliance, it means that they were filling some stuff out, but not all of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it meant. I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah,
that's
like
how I see
it just doesn't seem like any of the data is complete. And yeah, the system sends out after, when you're at a doctor's office and they're doing the dictation and typing everything out, and then your doctor comes in and reads it and takes care of you, or you go to the hospital, same thing. You go into that little waiting room, they take a little dictation. That as soon as you complete it and the patient goes wherever, they send that shit off. Like, you're telling me they failed to send it in 45 days? Damn.
It's everything, though. It's from
I need to get a jug of water.
1 week and then the next week. It's not like all in one group. It's crazy.
Like, look, and we're watching in real time this shit play out with like the attempt on Trump's life. Like, nobody knows anything. Everybody else got a whole different narrative. And then the shit the media is telling you is not what the truth is. It's just fucking blowing my mind right now.
I know.
Seriously, the internet feels like a simulation, man. Every time I open it.
I wish there was more details on the findings.
Right?
Like, what was the compliance that they were like?
Here's more to it.
Okay.
So the California Outcomes Measurement System for Treatment, they're supposed to do the same thing, send electronic submissions, the data content, data quality, like in its completeness. Whether it's part of their admission, part of their discharge, their annual update, or a resubmission of records because there was errors in it that they needed to correct, right?
Correct. That's what I was trying to kind of say in a mumbled
So then
way.
On top of that last one, the findings in this one is the county's open provider report is not in compliance either.
Ooh.
Here's that DATR. Remember, see, I said the California Outcomes Measurement System is the CalOMS is under DHCS, and they run that DATAR thingy. They're all shaking hands with each other, but no information's being.
And where is this money going?
I don't know. That's what I would like to know. You know, let's expose it. I don't care if there's only 29 people watching right now. I hope people are waking up to the reality that your government is lying to you. They're taking all of your money and putting it into things that they're not doing. Meanwhile, taking the big money and sending it to other countries to help them out.
And to fund wars
while
because
these
they benefit off of it.
Organizations profit off of you, your children, and your unborn children.
Question. When you started this, Shan, did they know how often they do these audits? Is it every 6 months, every year? I'm just curious.
It did say here. Thought it was every 6 months.
Oop. I think you're right. I think it did say I did see.
Yeah, this one's enclosed are the results of Nevada County's fiscal year of 2021 to 2022. So this is a yearly recap. They started documenting it in April, and the analyst by August 29th saw so many discrepancies in this shit. So in 5 months, they managed to find all this shit.
And to be clear, is
5
this
months.
still actively going on?
I'm gonna find out.
We're gonna have to find out.
I'm gonna try to find 2024s, or at least 2023s. Because you know how they hold on information for like 2 years to see if that statute of limitations runs out, then they release it, make it too late to look at it.
Well,
Swear to
yeah,
God.
you got this one though.
They do.
I know.
They do. They hold
hold
on
stuff.
to the information until statute of limitations in their state
You're
runs
right.
out, and then they release it so you can't do a fucking thing
They
about it.
find all the loopholes.
Yeah, it's loophole city.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised they don't have a fucking town named that. That's a good joke, and that's a good one.
I love you.
I love you. California makes my head spin. That's why I'm glad I live
Me
in Pennsylvania.
too. That's why
I
can
can go
barely
back
talk.
to the reality of like
the stuff we were discussing earlier. I would go back to that right now, and that's deep. What we were talking about on the phone.
yeah.
Oh, I'd rather go. Yeah, this is just so disgusting.
Look, the county's open provider report is not in compliance. Okay. The
It's
data
nothing.
R is not in compliance. Okay. So this is category 6, the program integrity. I don't even like it. A review of the SABG monitoring, privacy, and program integrity was conducted to ensure compliance with applicable regulations and standards. The following deficiencies in regulations, standards, or protocol requirements were identified. Oh, geez. The county's performance under the performance contract and the SABG's county application shall be monitored by the DHCS during the term of performance contract. Monitoring criteria shall include, but not limited to, whether the quantity of work or services being performed conforms to the enclosures 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whether the county has established and is monitoring appropriately quality standards. The findings are that the county did not provide a current blank monitoring tool used to monitor county and some subcontracted providers for compliance with their drug program requirements. However, the monitoring tool provided did not include the following elements: IVDU services, primary prevention, and minimum quality drug treatment standards. Well, it sounds like you failed.
Good grief.
Failed. Phoebe, isn't that what you're all about? Get her out of there.
Helping the community.
Yeah, the community.
All about the community here.
Yeah.
The findings: county did not provide evidence demonstrating.
God, yeah.
Oh my goodness! They contracted on. They did not provide evidence that they didn't have people on site monitoring reviews of each county. Oh my gosh, Shan.
I'm gonna read it. The findings.
Okay,
The county did not provide evidence demonstrating it conducted on-site monitoring reviews of each county managed and subcontracted program providing SABG funded services. So is that why she's moving on to the other services, which is homelessness, because she failed the fucking drug programs? Anyway. The county monitored 1 of 4 of the SABG funded programs. The county did not submit annual, that's yearly, monitoring reports, secure and encrypted to DHCS. The county did not submit yearly monitoring reports within 2 weeks of completion to DHCS. Dude, this is fucking mind-blowing. Do you realize, like, and I understand California and Pennsylvania are like polar opposites, but like if this shit went down in my state, how many people would be fired and probably penalized in jail? So this is from 2022, where she's taking on like the role of the alcohol and drug abuse programs. The article I just read to y'all is from this year, last month, and she's going to start battling homelessness issues. Sounds like a scheme to me, man. I think y'all need to investigate Phoebe Bell. Yeah.
Is this another reason why they're trying to cover up so many of the ODs and
Yeah,
all
I
the
bet
drug
you it is.
activity and
Bet you it is.
all the raves going on and they don't care because they just let it go on. I'm disgusted.
The county did not provide evidence demonstrating compliance with the confidentiality of substance use disorder patient records. Are you kidding me?
So they broke HIPAA laws.
Yes, straight
I
up. That's
mean,
what it just says. They broke HIPAA laws, is what the findings should say.
If this place is still open,
It is.
No.
Yes.
How is this even possible?
This is what I'm saying. How many crimes are being committed around the same fucking people? And just keep getting away with it. Yikes. Okay, so this is compliance on their deficiencies. The restrictions on salaries, y'all.
Shocker.
The restrictions on salaries. The county agrees that no part of any federal funds provided under this contract shall be used by the county or its subcontractors to pay the salary and wages of an individual at a rate in excess of level 2 of the executive schedule as found on grants.nih.gov. And these are the salary caps. The county did not provide evidence demonstrating a verification that the SABG funds are not used to pay individual salaries in excess of a level 2 of the executive schedule. These are laws. These are crimes being committed right here.
So let's just be clear.
And
the auditors that did this, that are allowing this to continue on, are just as
to
guilty.
These auditors, and I'm going to see if they don't still have a job or not. You know, they might have been forced to retire to keep them fine and honor and silence. You know, Nevada County did not request technical assistance. You don't say. Fuck my life, man. I'm so glad I don't live in the state of California. It's a total shithole, dude. Fuck, I feel bad. Look, and that's why I continue to talk about these things, because when it comes to children and seeing how much corruption and how much is covered up, and it's blatant right there in front of you on this old information that's now coming out 2 years later. You see what I'm saying? That loophole system. This is just, look, we're due to get something on Kylie Rodney's case. It's 2 years. Once the 2 years passes, they release it. There's the only people that can do anything is the mom, the dad, or the pap. And what are they doing? Suing Ryan Upchurch.
There's our answer. So here we are.
If I say their names, because it's hurting the family, because I keep saying their names, that their lawyers don't agree with it. I ain't hurting nobody. All I'm doing is discussing truth.
They have my permission to reach out to me, Shan.
Look, it's public record. Look,
please email me. We'll talk.
Is if Pap is so angry at me for reading news articles, why doesn't he go to those news companies and threaten to sue them if they don't take down the hateful things that they're writing? It ain't my problem. I'm just reading what the news is reporting.
And you have free speech.
And that's called freedom of speech, freedom of press. I'm not trying to twist it. I'm just reading shit as it is and trying to make some sort of fucking logical sense out of this bullshit.
Right, because your law enforcement didn't do their job. So maybe if they were transparent like they should be, we wouldn't be here.
Like, and that's the thing.
We're not going anywhere, though.
Law enforcement. It is our federal government. It is our media. It is our journalists. That is their duty to report transparently and honestly to report on shit like this. This is why we don't let Kylie Rodney go. This is why we don't let Trinity Backus go. I'd still like to know what happened to Dante.
Shan, I'd like to say something. If there are any locals that are listening and they know anybody that possibly went through this quote program and they're comfortable reaching out to Shan, please reach out to her. If this program and stuff even existed, what they did, it'd be nice to speak to someone who went through it, and
I would like to know if it worked for them
firsthand,
or
wow.
you know,
by the writing on the wall.
It sounds to me like they took these people's information and gave it to, did you give it to CPS without consent? And that's what we're looking at here. And then to cover your asses on these missing kids or failed.
Oh, this takes me back to that video,
like,
Shan.
Did you scrub the information so you don't get in trouble, and then you just pocketed the money anyway? Like, the fact that their salaries, they can't even prove that their salaries isn't coming from federal grants. I don't know how the Fed isn't investigating this or exposing this. Like, they're stealing from you. Go ahead.
That video with the woman and the 2 kids. God bless her. I don't forget where she was. I don't know if it was Nevada County.
Oh, the one
where she was shot, and she kept saying, "Stay away from me." Like, I watched it. It broke my heart.
I remember that one. Yep.
It's almost like she knew them and was frightened. It just brought me to this what we're discussing, and if some of these people were victims to this disgusting BS programs that they're doing that aren't doing shit.
These are artificial programs to profit off the failures.
I don't know if it was in the same area. It just brought me to that video.
And it makes me sick to know that Phoebe Bell is behind a lot of these programs. That Phoebe Bell, I mean, if you look at her, center stage with all law enforcement agents. Yeah, number one.
With her smirk on her face.
But she is the only person up there that has a pamphlet of information. Why is she the one holding that? If anything, a Fed should be holding that. I don't understand why the director of Department Behavioral Health is running the show.
I mean,
what happened to Kylie Rodney?
Sammy Smith up there with her.
Somebody overdosed her and then beat her up and then put her in processor? Like, I would love to know what happened. Because the way that Sammy's saying that they drank out of every cup, like, you should probably be in a fucking processor too then, girl. If that's the truth.
You okay over there?
Yeah, it's my cat.
I knew it.
It's my cat.
I knew it.
She's knocking my dip cans down like they're little hockey pucks. She's so bad, but I love her. Now Nova's up. Nova's like, what? What toys?
Oh, no. I miss Nova.
Even like this past week, I haven't, other than to take her out for a few minutes till she starts panting, which is almost immediately. Like, until we got this rain the other day, like today, she was in love being outside. Yesterday, she loved being outside. Right after that rain, it took it from 98 degrees to 65 in the matter of a few hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that rain was cold as hell. My plants did
much
not
needed.
Like
much needed, though.
It was much needed, but the two cucumber plants that were thriving, I only have one left and it's on its way out too. But that's a good thing that I got 16 or 17 more to replace them with. Which those will be ready tomorrow. I got to start planting those. Look, we're going to box. Hi, Miss Nova. I love you so much. Well, you want me on camera? Hold on. Let's turn it on.
Did the rain kill him, or just
because the rain was so cold? Yeah, it made him shrivel up a little bit.
Probably
but it's okay.
Them.
Well, no, because they were already trying to fight off that freaking powdery mildew.
Mm-hmm.
The powdery mildew started in one plant, and because I put 2 of the same type of plants in the same one pot, it just kept transferring it. And the way that I had my arbor built It was just kind of transferring, and it took like 3 weeks for it to all happen. Like down the line, the powdery mildew transferred to each fucking plant. Well, it so happened that I had 3 plants that were completely away from each other. And I made a mistake of using the same snips without cleaning it with rubbing alcohol on the one, and I transferred it myself. It was my own damn fault. But the other 2 were doing really well, and then we got that really cold rain, and I went out the next day, and the one was like, nah, bitch, we did. Yeah, even if Ellie doesn't tell the truth, eventually it will come out. The question, Truckee, is whether or not you'll all be on the right side of history and God, because the truth is coming, and that's facts.
Amen. Thank you. Too.
And you know when the truth comes, you know that I will report it on Squirrels on Fire. And that's all I've wanted is the truth for Kylie, because when the truth comes, the justice will follow. There will be no hiding it anymore. You're talking about the death of minors.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would be getting out of that area as fast as possible.
Yeah, I would move out of Placer, Nevada.
For real.
County. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I pray and pray. Oof.
And Washoe isn't too far behind either. It's really not.
Right.
It's really not. Like, and it's crazy how you can watch, like, the corruption start in, like, the Sac area and how it merges into, like, the Merced, Auburn area. And then you have documentaries on what's happening to those people. They're being killed and thrown in fucking waterways and railroad tracks and shit. And they're writing it off that they somehow miraculously did that shit to themselves. And then you see it slowly, like, you can see if you start watching from like the early 2000s to now, you can see it, the corruption seep into the outlining counties.
San Francisco.
And,
Is it San Francisco? It looks so bad now.
Yeah.
Breaks my heart.
Wasn't it Truckee local Megan Cole that had said about 15, 20 years ago, some people come into town and started buying everything out? I think that's the people that are the problem.
I agree.
Yeah, Kylie will get her justice. I could feel it too, honey.
Yes, she will. The truth comes out no matter what.
Yep, the truth will come.
Justice will prevail one way or another. That's what
like
happens
I said,
when you have God on your side.
It's just Kylie Rodney has exposed so much for me, and there's just so much data to take in. And unless I have a public document, I can't present it to you guys. I can't.
There's been a lot of people that have said that her case has opened up a lot. I mean, I really think she has shown her light is just lit up so much. Truly, it has.
She really has.
A lot of skeletons have come out.
No, and that's the thing is Kylie Rodney's death will not go in vain. You know what I mean? Change will come with it. It's going to take a while for it to all be exposed. And like I said, I will expose what I can. It's just YouTube isn't exactly the platform that you want to put a lot of it out there. And I'm not quite sure how to put it on Twitter without them coming for me. So
you can put anything on X. I mean,
she did, Ara. She really did.
Ara.
I know. I miss her so much.
Oh, you're in chat.
I'm glad
she impacted, and she's brought so many of us together, and I'm grateful for all of it.
That's you.
Ara, I miss you so much, sweetheart.
Yeah, she sure did, Ara. Kylie Rodney impacted so many people and shed light on Truckee, a town I would have never heard of. And that's the thing is like that crazy lady that tried to say that, oh, yeah, she's from the top. No, Miss Lady, I only went to Tahoe one time when I was like 7. I don't even barely remember it. Honestly, I remember the pine trees more than I remember anything. But yeah, I've never in my life ever heard of Truckee until Kylie Rodney.
I never heard of Truckee.
I'm glad she opened my eyes to so much because, man, I never in my life thought that the Everyone Counts documentary would coincide with Kylie Rodney's truth, with her story. But it does. It goes hand in hand. It's the same wheels on the same car, you know? Oh, look at everybody still showing so much support for Kylie. Yeah. Should go. Nope.
I love you guys.
I love you all so much. I love you all so much. I'm going to try to do a live at some point tomorrow. It's probably going to be on my other channel. I don't know if I will be in the garden. I don't know if I will be playing video games. It's supposed to be a hot one tomorrow, so it might wind up being video games. We'll see. All right, my cat and dog are being really bad. I got to handle them.
All right, good night.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you'd be so kind, hit that thumbs up. If you want to donate, please do. If you can't afford to, I completely understand. This economy is shit right now. I love you guys so much. Justice for Kylie Rodney.
Bye, everyone. Love you.
Love you guys. I love you too, honey. Good night.
Have a good night.